All right, welcome back to the Pull Up Podcast, the podcast where we have real, honest conversations with authentic people. My name is Lanston, aka LT.
Mr. Marcus.
Yes, sir. And today we got a special guest today, my boy, my day one, John Rizor, man. Say some words to the people. Let them know who you are.
Just want to say hello to y'all. John Rizor, currently transitioning out the military, going into software development consultant with Deloitte. Glad to be here in Denver. Glad to be with my boys. Looking forward to having a good discussion, having a good time.
Yes, sir. And so John and I, we go way back, man. This is my day one for real, man. And so we used to play football together. So that's a connection with all of us, man. But before we get started on our topic, which I still haven't told the people yet, we got to cheers, my boy, man. We got to cheers, my boy.
That's big time cheers, baby.
Congratulations,
Congrats,
man.
baby.
Congrats. You did it, man. You did it.
Did your time and got out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's truly a pleasure, serving. But, when you got to change and go to different challenges, it's time to move forward.
Do something different.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're going to talk about today is that continued education, that continued learning. So that is our topic today. We're going to be talking about continued education or continued learning, however you want to chop it up. But it's something that we need to talk about because it's not necessarily considered popular to have that continued education, but it is something that's so important. And when you do your research on the people who make it the furthest in life or the most successful people in life, they always constantly have this emphasis on education and learning. So we're going to talk about it today.
Big time. I guess if you want to talk about the education and learning piece, I guess you got to kind of separate, let the people know about, we're not just talking about college or going to, 4-year universities or junior college or whatever that may be. We're talking about just getting more knowledge and where you're trying to go in life.
Yeah, because there's so many different avenues that you can take to learn something. Right now, the fun thing is YouTube University. There's so much you can learn about, but just having that drive, having that will to learn something new, and then be able to remove pride. So I think sometimes that's the biggest hindrance with people is their pride. Their pride comes in the way of learning something new. Looking dumb while you're trying to learn something.
Yeah.
And that to me is like once you overcome that and you constantly learning. That's what we should do.
You're spot on because there's so many different opportunities for us to go out and learn something. I mean, you mentioned YouTube. There's no excuses for us not to continue to learn. And it's something that you mentioned the word pride, and I think that's spot on because we talked about it on the last episode. So check out the last episode.
Check it out.
We do mention pride, and pride gets in our way sometimes. Of just education and all these different things. So if we can just take a slice of humble pie, know that we're going to fall in our face. Me personally, I can't wait to fail. I can't wait to fail, bro. So I can learn and learn it, get through it, and never have to make mistakes again.
The mindset shift that we always talk about in all the episodes, but to be okay with failing, that's a hard thing to do. You're not taught that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you fail, people normally criticize you and saying you're doing wrong. That's not necessarily the case. At least you took a step moving forward.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And after you learn from that mistake or whatever that case may be, then you go on and take 2 more steps.
Right.
Because you ahead of everybody because they still over there thinking you didn't already try it.
Yeah, and that's hopefully we can break this down in a way that really resonates with a lot of people because we said it's not all about education when it talks about school, but we did go to college and we got our graduate degrees.
Yes, indeed.
But
Masters.
Yes, let's get it. Cheers, cheers, man. 3 black men with their graduate degrees, man. So cheers to that. And really, we learned a lot in school, but we took the education further, man. There's a lot of different ways that we did it. Yep. But before we go into our personal endeavors, just want a general question, man. When it comes to learning, why is it not considered popular?
If you think about it, like the generations before us, they weren't necessarily well educated to what you would think would be well educated in our standards.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess if you brought up in those type of households, that's gonna not by chance, but just automatically, because you're living in that environment every day, you're gonna feel that vibe. So then when you see other people trying to get educated, you looking at them like that. Why you doing? You gotta do all that. You know
right.
You just working at the same
time.
Trying
to be extra. You're a Poindexter.
Doing too much. That's what it is. And then when those other kids hear that and they don't have reinforcement at home, letting them know, which I believe we all did, reinforcement to let us know the education is good. If you don't have that, you're gonna listen to that other guy.
Right.
Because now you're trying to be in the norm.
And one thing that I would say, why is it unpopular is what does learning require? Learning requires discipline. You've been able to take time out to, put due diligence into a topic, into something that you're willing to learn. And a lot of times it's that discipline aspect that makes it unpopular because people don't want to spend an hour, 2 hours learning a new craft or multiple hours over the span of 3 to 4 months learning something. So having that discipline, I think that's another thing that makes it unpopular because it starts hitting on a whole different thing.
That's the thing about outside of school and all these other things where they make you learn certain things. You can learn whatever you want in this thing called life. You know, and if you can put that first, know that
it's not a myth. It's real. You can literally do that.
And I think like one of the biggest things is where we are nowadays. Like today, like we have access to the internet, we have access to technology, and that's why I love technology because it's really like we talk about building that foundation that makes everybody an equal playing ground. Right. And technology allows you, okay, you go research this, you'll be able to find and connect and read this online or read this book online. It's no longer, okay, this kind of people have access to this information.
Right.
These people have access to, So basically all the books, all that stuff's kind of gone because now it's all digitalized.
Right. There's no borders. Pretty much everybody, at least in America for the most part, got some type of access to computers. There's libraries. I mean, so there's definitely ways that you can always continue that education, man. Sure. So, spot on. But let me ask you fellas something, man. When you guys were growing up, what you think about school? Were you like, were y'all studious kids growing up?
I did what had to be done. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say I was in there just loving school, wanting to go to math class.
Right.
At least not for math.
Yeah, just math specifically. Because when people watching this, like, they got their graduate degree. They always been smart. Like,
I think we kind of naturally smart. I would say that.
Right, but
I don't think we was just all in.
Right. So when do you think you always made good grades? So you just
my mom was hard on me. Yeah, I had to. I could tell you a story, man. I was in the 7th grade. I was on a basketball team, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I got a C on my progress report, not the report card, the progress report. And she said, "No, you're not playing this."
What?
I'm like, what? I got plenty of time to get. You know what I'm saying?
Give me a chance, mama, please.
I had to literally sit down in front of the team and explain to them why I wasn't playing. Why she was not BS.
You told them you got a C?
Yes.
Oh, did they clown you? I would have clowned you too, dog.
Clowning me, man. But that's how I got where I am. Though. Like she put that on me.
No, that's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. I know your mom, Duke, so I could definitely see her doing that. But for you always made the good grades. I always make good grades. I didn't really care about school.
Exactly.
I'll be honest with you. I was kind of naturally kind of good at it. But man, I wasn't trying to go to class.
Right.
And even in college, it got worse. When you let loose by yourself, we playing college sports, you tired,
all type of excuses.
More time.
8 o'clock.
What? 8 o'clock.
Who's going to that?
Get some sleep, man. But we all kind of felt that. We all been there, missed classes, things like that. But we all got to the point where we got our graduate degree. So what was it that made you want to go ahead and take it further?
The bigger picture for me. The bigger picture. I just wanted to be better than what I was.
Yeah.
Like that same drive that I had from playing sports and stuff, I took that to the schooling side. Where I just felt like it's more for me out here. Like I always can excel in something, figure out a way.
Right.
Yeah. I think that one of the things that kind of instilled that into me was, growing up, my mom used to come off work, make food, make all this stuff. And I used to see her and watch her like 1 a.m. on a computer, back when you had that big old brick computer, doing her work and getting her bachelor's in accounting and then moving up and pursuing her master's. And I said, okay, I see that kind of, dedication to something. I want to take that baton and then take it further. So she left the bar at master's while her, my grandmother had nothing, like 8th grade, education. My mom said that and I said, okay, I'm going to reach that. I don't know if I'm gonna go past it, but what I hope for,
beat you there.
What I hope for is that my kids will look at that as a standard and be like, okay, I'm gonna meet that standard that he set, and then move and try to take it further.
My parents, they just pushed me as well.
Yeah.
So they pushed me, but I'll take it a little step further. The thing that really motivated me to want to get my master's degree, go to law school, things like that is you start to realize.
Hold up. Y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. Law school. Boy, going to law school.
Kind of got to get it, man.
Let the people hear.
Say it with your chest. Law school.
All right, law school then. Let's get it then. I think about our history, man. And like at a point we couldn't be couldn't be taught, and we didn't have the opportunity for education. That's part of the Black history.
Yeah.
So the fact that that's how far we came, and we have those opportunities, I definitely gotta step up to the plate and do what needs to be done based off of our ancestors.
Man, that's deep.
So that's the way I look at it, man. But it really is the same kind of thing y'all talking about. It's the family, is what y'all seeing, is the expectation that they put against you guys.
Right.
So our expectation, the challenge for everyone listening, man, is we expect y'all to at least get your graduate degree.
Nah, that's real.
If not, learn something, man, very specific.
Learn a trade or something, anything. But go get something. Don't just sit at the house.
Right.
Don't sit at the
I mean,
house.
you have avenues like even in the field that I work with, software development. You got guys that never even touched college, can run laps around people that did their bachelor's and master's in computer science.
Yep.
And they make a whole bunch of money. But it's something where you just you put your time, you put your effort into learning something. I think that's what the main topic is: learning something, putting your effort into obtaining some knowledge, not necessarily education or school or this university, but something.
A lot of times, corporate America, certain people don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
But I wish there was a way where we could just really just know where someone education, like it was like comparing apples to apples.
Right. Yeah.
Opposed to saying, oh man, you didn't go to college, so you must not be smart, or you must be educated. There got to be another way to figure that out, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So
but you got to look at it where it's kind of like it's like a gate. It's like a door, like, okay, you have to at least get this in order to open this gate to be able to achieve these different, whatever kind of position they are, or whatever it may be.
Right.
But you need to have your bachelor's to get qualified for this. So you need to have this in order to get into this managerial role or whatever.
Right.
So I think they kind of hold it as like a gate.
So I wanted to ask you fellas, when it comes to continue education, both of you guys highly educated young men, what is it that keeps you guys motivated to learn?
I'll go. I mean, for me, it's seeing others, like seeing people around my age doing well, being successful. Like when I see those people, it's no hate in my blood. It's like, man, I can go get it just like they can go get it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the age. You can be a 16-year-old, but be out there getting it. You know what I'm saying? It just boosts me. Like, hey,
gotta
get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really motivates me on the real. Just seeing that on the. That's what I kind of use like when people talk about your Instagrams and your Facebook and stuff like that. I use it more so like motivation, man, and not necessarily just trying to compare myself to anybody, but I'm just like, I just love seeing people do well, and I'm like, I want somebody to look at me the same way.
Yeah, because it's a tool. A lot of times, like you said, Facebook, social media get this bad rep, but it's a tool nonetheless. You can use that tool any way you want. You use it, you're using it to motivate yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Fire, man.
I think for me, what motivates me to continue learning is basically just like I really like the concept of just learning. Something new, challenging yourself, no matter what it is. If it's surfing, learning how to surf, learning how to do whatever it may be. Because like
have you surfed?
Huh?
Brother surfing.
All right, there you go.
That's back in the day. Hawaii.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But like I like to think about Kobe Bryant, right? R.I.P. to him. But Kobe Bryant, like one thing they always talked about him, he wasn't just a basketball player. Like he knew so many different languages.
Right.
He went into this aspect. He started writing books for children. He went to started doing business. It's just like, this man, even at the age that he was in then, wanted to find something new to challenge himself, to keep that mind going, because our strongest tool is our mind.
Yeah, right.
And as long as, just like anything else, bench press, squat, if you're not working it out, if you're not teaching, you're not trying to learn something new, then you're doing yourself a disservice. There's too many coaches. There's too many topics. There's so many things to learn out there in this earth.
Right. Yeah, I think it's something we all can find something. We can all find something that we're passionate enough about to want to have to go learn about it. And sometimes you just got to figure out what that is. So I'm with you guys. I'll kind of steal from both of you guys. It's motivation from other people and being around really like-minded individuals who care a lot about their education. So that makes me want to do it. And I'll actually gives me that perspective to think, man, like, this dude didn't know coding. Now he just learned how to code and got a job for one of the largest software companies. Like, what? Like he just taught himself to do that. Like, you can teach yourself to do that. So it's one of those paid for it. And you get paid for it. Like, that you didn't get
practicing what he preaching.
Right. Yeah. And you didn't get paid for the education piece. You did that on yourself by yourself. Yeah. Eventually you get paid for it. Mm-hmm. So that's the type of stuff I look at. Like, man, I want to go learn something, man. Yeah. You doing this? My wife learning how to run a company and she booming. Man, man, like they just went and self-taught themselves. Like, I got to go learn something, man.
You touched on a valuable topic where you was talking about, being around like-minded individuals. You want to have those people in your circle, like, when you bring a idea up to them, they're like, okay, go do it. You don't want to be around, people that's going to even like, because a lot of people can't see your vision. Right. So they don't know your steps that you're going to take in order to get there. So they might look at your steps and how you're looking at stuff. Oh, he's a radical. He's irrational. He's doing this. He's all over the place. He's not. But it's not that. You just can't see my vision and the steps that I got to take to get there.
Right. It's like, I shouldn't have to explain to you my vision. You know what I mean? As a friend or somebody, you have to just be able to support me. Right. And it's funny where, even when we talk about law school, there's been people who I told it to, right? And they're just like, man, it's expensive. I got a scholarship. At least ask. Your first thought? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Ask me first. Before you telling me no because it's expensive. Like, right. There's ways around all sorts of things. Like, if you will really have my best interest in mind, I feel like I'd be like, okay, bro, like, okay, what you gonna do about the cost? Like, okay, all right, cool, this is smart, but it's automatic, bro. You need to not do that. So
okay, why do you think people do that? Why do you think, like, off top? Because a lot of times I don't even think they're trying to be malicious or anything. It's just their response.
So I think sometimes it can be, and that's point, it could just be like a pure, just natural response. But then sometimes it can be you're reflecting people's insecurities. So you're pushing towards something, you're doing something, and now all that's going to do is naturally recall people to reflect on themselves and be like, dang, he's doing this, he's doing that, and I'm not trying to pursue. He's already reached, where I'm at, but he's still trying to go forward. Right. He's still trying to move forward. And it's just like, man, sometimes that can be a hindrance on people.
So you guys, that's what you guys do to stay motivated to learn. But what are some of the things that you do when you guys are not as motivated? When you guys it's kind of down in the dumps, you get tired of going through the monotony of doing what you need to do, and you're just thinking, man, you know what, I'm done. What do you tell yourself to flip it back to high gear?
Man, you know what? That's a tough one. I don't even know if I probably subconsciously do it. I don't think I consciously say, hey, I'm in the rut right now. Yeah, I think I just go back to looking at the end goal, like where I want to go.
That's probably easier said than done for us because we play sports, military background, a lot of different things where we have goals and then you have to work towards those goals. It's the same thing. So I echo what you're saying. Mine is the end goal. I look back and think, man, I don't know, man. Another year
That's the other thing.
I don't know. But then you think, all right, man, once But once I'm done and I can see myself walking down, being done with it, getting where I need to be, then you realize, man, just keep going. Just don't even think about it no more, bro. Just zone in. Just look at the light at the end of the tunnel and just keep walking, man. Yeah. So that's the way that I look at it.
Honestly, for me, man, I turn on some Nipsey Hussle.
Right on.
I was going to ask what music. I put on some music if it's J. Cole back in the warm up, back in the come up,
Time out. Have you heard the new one?
Oh yeah, I heard it. I'm from Fayetteville, man. But
not like that. Not like the first J. Cole mixtapes.
That's real. That's real.
This was one of his best albums.
Best albums. But his mixtapes.
You heard the hunger. You heard the hunger.
Yeah. You can see it, man. But what I would say is that apart from music, is sometimes I do, for me personally, when I'm in a rut or I don't feel motivated, I do like weird stuff. Like I'll paste like sticky notes on my bathroom mirror, have stuff like around my thing, little sticky notes every day to kind of like start training your mind. Because if I start seeing it everywhere I go, I'm like, okay, I need to start doing it. I need to start training my mind to look towards something.
I like what you said. You said you just got to keep pushing. When you're putting that pedal to the metal, you don't run out of gas eventually. Yeah. So you got to fill yourself up somehow. Yeah. So what you're doing, man, that's real smart. I mean, you got to. I try to travel too, so I'll throw that in there too. I think along the way you got to enjoy yourself.
You do.
And I can say, knowing you guys from college, y'all understand it, man. When you got those crazy practice days or whatever it is, you got to do what you got to do. But in the process, you better enjoy it, man. Yeah. Find ways, whatever you got to do to enjoy it. Work hard. Play hard, and that's kind of what the thing I do is I can easily work to say, all right, I got this for a month. My homie coming to town. Yeah. I got this for a month, and then we're gonna go travel somewhere, see something new, learn, and learn a new culture, and that's refreshing for me. It's rejuvenating, and I get back to it to the plan, and you get to the end goal.
So I think that's good. Where you were saying, where you like, okay, he's coming in a month, so I'm gonna go hard for a month, and then I'm gonna let up. Not anywhere in between. Right. And then I think that's pretty cool to kind of break it down into segments and not make it so long.
Right.
So like that month thing, I think that's really good. Or anything like, if you want a new shoe or whatever, what I'm saying? Like I gotta go make this amount of money before I even go purchase that. You know what I'm saying? It makes it well more rewarding.
And I think one of the things, when you talk about that, what is that? That's positive reinforcement.
Yes.
You're giving yourself positive rewards for the work that you put into,
Right.
You don't want to give, work your butt off and then give yourself a negative reward by saying, hey, I'm about to pull another, work your butt off for another 3 months,
Right.
But I had an OG, he's a pharmacist now, taught to me, and when he went through pharmaceutical school, it was just like, he talked about, he looked at me, he's like, man, one thing that I would say to you is enjoy your time. Like when I was doing it, I was just so pressed, so stressed. I didn't enjoy anything, I would say, he was like, you can achieve what you're trying to achieve, but enjoy the process.
Right. Wise words from the OG, man.
Yeah, you always gotta have some OGs. With you,
How you do though?
Yeah,
That's a fact.
But OGs that like,
Yeah, no,
hey man, I'm trying to tell you, I used to play ball back in the. Come on, man.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What are some things that you guys are working on right now to continue your education and your learning?
Okay. So I know for me personally, like one of the things that I went into, we kind of touched on it earlier, like software development, software engineering. So I've been doing a lot of that, building different applications, trying to work, for people out there, C#, ASP.NET, right now JavaScript, just working on different things and learning it to really understand my craft. So that's the stuff that I'm learning on, just really trying to master my craft and what I'm doing. And
yeah, but so that's dope because he got the job that he wanted and he got a lot of different opportunities. So,
they keep coming.
He put in that work. And so when it rains, it pours and it's pouring right now. Well, this first one, at least it's first world problems. Good problems to have. You know what I'm saying? What job do I take?
Yeah, right.
But if you don't mind, bro, like what did you learn in the military, man? Because that's to me, I think about that as continued education, continued learning. So what were some of the things that the military taught you that you wouldn't have got from outside the military?
I think the biggest thing was being able to adapt to like I'm talking about a changing environment. Like 24 hours, you need to pack your stuff and be in Syria. Right. And what we need you to do is A, B, and C. And it's like, okay, you get ready, you got to start forming up a plan. You got to have the plan. So when you touch ground, you got to meet the right people. And it's like you're networking with the whole base, and doing convoys, doing all this other stuff. So it keeps you to have everything prepared. So if someone comes to you this day, be like, hey, we got a convoy, make sure your weapon's ready. Boom. You got to have it ready. Right. Okay, you got 24 hours to make sure your bags are ready packed. You're going to Syria. Boom, you're ready to go. So it keeps you to be prepared so you don't always have to try to get prepared.
Right. And that's a wonderful skill to learn, bro, because that's the thing, because success is when opportunity meets preparation. Yeah. And if you're always prepared, when an opportunity presents itself, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's fire, bro.
For me, I would do the same. I would say the same thing as far as trying to master my craft. As you can see, I'm in my work shirt.
Keep it moving.
Straight off of work. But yeah, just trying to learn to become a better manager in my craft, better owner, a better logistics guy. Just understanding the whole full route of my industry, which is the movie industry as of now. But then I also, as far as the other pieces that I touch into, would be financial literacy. Right. I would say, because I think that's huge. Something that we don't teach or talk about much in our communities, and we talked about it on one of our other episodes. About financial literacy. But that's something else that I'm pretty big in. Is just trying to develop myself, not just for me, but so I can help others. Right. That's what I really want to do. That's key.
Right. Yeah, and that's fire, and both of those things are outside of just school. So I think that's perfect perspective. Mine is school. Currently, going to law school. I'm going to law school right now. So I'm currently trying to learn that, but I still have my main job. So I'm doing this as a part-time thing during the weekends. So I have my main job, and at the same time, I'm going to law school. So it's just one of those things that I just know I need to do. I can't really explain why, but the opportunity was there. I was prepared. The opportunity was there. Getting a scholarship lined up for my career goals. So, I'm just doing it. So,
well, let me ask you this. If you didn't get the scholarship, would that have swayed you either way?
Yes. I'm not going to lie to you. I am honest with you. Okay, here's the thing. Because you had to work to get the scholarship. Okay. So I did a lot of work before the scholarship to get the scholarship because I knew the only way for this route to work was to get a scholarship, because otherwise it didn't make sense. I was going to lose out too much money, and I got a family now to think about. So I had to weigh the opportunity cost, and it didn't make sense to pay $50,000, $60,000 a year on school, when I literally should be having that to pay for my family. But when it's free, then it changes the whole game. You know, like, I'm going to go to your school
Might
for
as
free.
well.
Yes, count me in. I will.
Where do I sign?
Right. So I know what you was getting at on that question, though, my dog. But no. Well, you know, that's why
that's real though.
But I wouldn't have stopped. I would have learned something.
You would learn something else.
I would have learned something else.
You just would have pivoted.
I would have pivoted. You know, I would have found a way to learn something else. I would have took some type of courses to continue learning more about marketing because that's where my career is going right now. So I would have took some courses, learn more about marketing, or did something like that. So I would have learned. I would have did something else that didn't work out. So that's the thing with me.
But at least you thought about it though, in the aspect you wasn't just jumping in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You had a full out plan. That's another thing we don't have. We don't have plans.
Right.
Where we want to go. Like we say it, but we don't have it written down or have it, worked out.
You have to visualize. You have to. That is one of the biggest keys is visualizing your goals and your dreams of what you're trying to accomplish. You can keep saying it, but that's why I'm big on writing stuff down. You know, I think Erykah Badu said something about writing it down.
Shout out to Dallas native.
But no, you touched on something, Lance, when you was talking about, having opportunities, right? And then you putting your work in. It's just like sometimes, when people see opportunities happen for you, like let's say law school, someone's like, oh, I'm going to law school. They don't think about all the other stuff that happened in the background.
Gotta take the LSAT, gotta pass it.
All the other stuff. It's just like, man, how does God get this opportunity to go to law school? It's like no one sees all the work that you put in.
Worked your ass off. That's how I got it.
Yeah,
how did you become with you, like the work that how did he get this? And it's just like, dude worked his butt off. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff that went behind the scene. It's not like it just one day popped up and it was there. You know?
Yeah. No, that's a good thing to re-highlight because you can't look at someone and just be like, oh, they got it, and throw your hands up and be like, okay, well, he just had everything works out for them. He got like a gold, silver spoon or whatever it is. Nah, man, like it takes work for anybody. Most people, some people get the opportunities.
That's
just
true.
To
that is
forward.
true.
Some people get it. But for people that look like us, 9 times out of 10, you got to work to what you had to get. No one's giving you nothing. So
spoon. You talking about my hand?
Right? That's what I had to use. I'm Cameroonian. That's spoon food. Like I had no spoon, bro. No spoon, but we made it. So
he's a savage.
Savage turned professional.
Right.
Real quick. All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all boys for popping in, man.
Yes, indeed, baby.
Always good.
It's a blessing, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a blessing, man.
Yes, indeed.
Another one in the books. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment to this episode, and let us know what you guys want to hear. In the meantime, cheers, man.
Thank you for pulling up, baby.
Yeah, pull up.